Right now, most people don't even question the operating system running their phone. You pick up a device, swipe the screen, open apps, and everything just works. But behind that smooth experience is a massive ecosystem dominated almost entirely by one thing: Android. It's everywhere, powering billions of devices, shaping how apps are built, how data is collected, and how users interact with technology. And yet, quietly, something different has been growing in the background. Something that doesn't rely on the same rules, the same corporations, or the same compromises. A Linux-based phone that isn't just another alternative, but a potential replacement. Imagine a phone where you're not locked into a single app store, where you're not constantly tracked, where updates don't depend on a manufacturer's mood, and where the entire system is something you can actually understand, modify, and control. That's the promise of Linux phones. But for years, that promise felt more like a dream than reality. Early attempts were clunky, incomplete, and frankly, not ready for everyday use. They were exciting for developers, sure, but for the average person, they felt like experiments rather than real devices. That's where things start to change. The new generation of Linux phones is not just about philosophy anymore. It's about practicality. It's about creating something that people could actually carry in their pocket every day without constantly running into limitations. And that shift is what makes this moment different from anything that came before. At the heart of this movement is a simple idea: your phone should belong to you. Not in a marketing sense, not in a vague, user-friendly promise, but in a real, technical, undeniable way. When you use a Linux phone, the system isn't hidden behind layers of restrictions. It's open. It's transparent. You can see how things work, change what you don't like, and build on top of it without asking for permission. That alone is powerful, but it's not enough. For a Linux phone to truly replace Android, it has to do more than just be open. It has to be usable. It has to support the apps people rely on, handle everyday tasks smoothly, and deliver a polished experience that doesn't feel like a compromise. And this is where things get really interesting. Modern Linux phones are starting to solve the app problem in creative ways. Instead of trying to rebuild the entire mobile ecosystem from scratch, they're finding ways to bridge the gap. Some approaches involve running Android apps in containers, allowing users to access their favorite tools without giving up the benefits of a Linux system. Others focus on web apps and progressive technologies, making it possible to use services directly without needing traditional installations. This hybrid approach changes everything. Suddenly, you're not choosing between freedom and functionality. You're getting both. You can run familiar apps when you need them, but you're not locked into them. You're not forced into a single ecosystem. You have options. And then there's performance. One of the biggest misconceptions about Linux phones is that they're slower or less optimized than mainstream devices, but that's not necessarily true. In fact, because Linux systems can be incredibly lightweight and efficient, they have the potential to run faster and smoother, especially on hardware that might struggle with heavier operating systems. The real challenge isn't raw performance. It's optimization for touch interfaces, battery life, and hardware compatibility. These are the areas where traditional mobile systems have had years, even decades, to refine their approach. Linux phones are catching up, and they're doing it faster than many people expected. Battery life, for example, has seen major improvements. Early Linux phones were notorious for draining quickly, but newer developments in power management are closing that gap. Developers are learning how to better control background processes, optimize drivers, and fine-tune the system for mobile use. It's not perfect yet, but it's no longer the deal-breaker it once was. Hardware support is another piece of the puzzle. Unlike Android, which is backed by massive manufacturers with tight integration between software and hardware, Linux phones often rely on more open or standardized components. This can be both a strength and a weakness. On one hand, it allows for greater flexibility and longevity. On the other, it can make it harder to achieve the same level of polish right out of the box. But this is where the community-driven nature of Linux becomes a huge advantage. Instead of waiting for a single company to fix issues, developers from around the world can contribute improvements, share solutions, and push the platform forward together. It's a different model, one that doesn't rely on a central authority, and that can lead to rapid innovation in unexpected ways. Security and privacy are also major factors driving interest in Linux phones. In a world where data is constantly being collected, analyzed, and monetized, the idea of a phone that doesn't spy on you is incredibly appealing. Linux systems can be configured to minimize tracking, limit background activity, and give users full control over permissions. This doesn't mean they're automatically secure. No system is. But the transparency of Linux makes it easier to understand what's happening under the hood and to make informed decisions about how your device behaves. You're not just trusting a company's promise, you can actually verify it. Of course, all of this raises an important question. Are Linux phones ready to replace Android right now? The honest answer is not completely. Not yet, but they're closer than ever before. And more importantly, they're moving in a direction that suggests it's not a matter of if, but when. The gap is shrinking. Features that were once missing are being added. Interfaces are becoming more refined. Compatibility is improving. And as more people become interested in alternatives to mainstream platforms, the momentum continues to build. There's also a cultural shift happening. People are starting to care more about digital ownership, privacy, and control. They're questioning the trade-offs they've accepted for convenience. And as that awareness grows, so does the demand for devices that align with those values. Linux phones are uniquely positioned to meet that demand. They offer something fundamentally different from the dominant platforms. Not just a variation, not just a competitor, but a rethinking of what a smartphone can be. Think about updates, for example. On many Android devices, updates are limited. You might get a few years of support, and then you're expected to upgrade. With Linux-based systems, the potential for long-term support is much greater. Because the software isn't tied to a specific manufacturer in the same way, devices can continue receiving updates for much longer, extending their lifespan and reducing electronic waste. This alone could change how people think about smartphones. Instead of being disposable gadgets that need to be replaced every few years, they could become long-term tools that evolve over time. Another interesting aspect is customization. Android is often praised for being customizable, but Linux takes that to an entirely different level. You're not just changing themes or rearranging icons, you're reshaping the entire system. You can choose different interfaces, tweak performance settings, install alternative environments, and even build your own workflows from scratch. For power users, this is a dream. For beginners, it might seem overwhelming. But as the ecosystem matures, we're seeing more user-friendly options emerge, making it easier for anyone to get started without needing deep technical knowledge. And that's crucial. Because for Linux phones to truly replace Android, they need to appeal to more than just enthusiasts. They need to be accessible, intuitive, and reliable for everyday users. That's the challenge, and it's also the opportunity. What we're witnessing right now is the early stage of a transformation. It's not loud, it's not dominating headlines, but it's happening. Quietly, steadily, and with a level of determination that's hard to ignore. Developers are building better tools, communities are growing, hardware is improving. And with each step forward, the idea of a Linux phone replacing Android becomes less of a fantasy and more of a realistic possibility. It won't happen overnight. There will be hurdles. There will be setbacks. But the foundation is being laid, and it's stronger than ever before. So the next time you pick up your phone, take a moment to think about what it represents. Not just a device, but a system. A set of choices, a balance between convenience and control. And then imagine what it could be if those choices were different. That's the promise of the Linux phone. Not just to compete with Android, but to redefine what a smartphone can be. And if the current trajectory continues, we might be closer to that future than anyone expected.